Eric, you bloody therapist. How are you, mate? Let's turn this down a little bit. What's up, mate? What's up, Paradox? The chat sending the Marines to LA. Let's go. Get out there, Eric. Get out there. Get out there. Get out there. What did Joe Pyfer say? We're going to get into that in today's stream. I think Joe Pyfer called me out. I've connected the dots. We're going to get into that in today's stream. How are you, Christian Grey? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, mate. What's up, Paradox, you bloody legend? My laptop's a bit skew-if today. Hang on a second. There we go. We're here. We're locked in. We're looking at each other, chat. I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. We are one chat together. Welcome. Welcome. If you're listening back to this, please do like the stream. If you're listening to this in podcast form, people have started listening back to this in podcast form more and more and more, I've noticed. So, let's get into it today. G'day, how is everybody today? I've had a hell of a day at work. That's alright. I'm here now, and we're alive, and we're good. Like the stream. Pyfer is going to be Dougie's new Ben Rothwell. Dude, I'm telling you, it's me. I know it's me that he's talking about. We're going to go through it in today's live stream, boys. W for Joe Pyfer, rage baiting himself by scrolling for hours at any mention of himself. I know for a fact that fighters do it, because ever since I was MMA highlight clips, before Dougie was even on this channel, and I was just showing shorts of fighters before they got to the UFC, fighters would see it. You know, I've seen fighters like the videos. I've seen Jamal Hill like my videos. I've seen Bruno Silva like my videos. And Joe Pyfer jumps on the Ariel Helwani podcast and talks about how he goes back into what people were saying about him before the fight. And he specifically mentions some podcaster whose video has only got like 200 views on it. That's my video. My video about Joe Pyfer has only got 200 views about it. This podcaster laughing at him for him being proud about his new hair. That's what I did. I laughed at Joe Pyfer about being proud about his new hair. And how when he sees him, he's got a photo of this podcaster, and if he ever sees him, he's going to slap him. I accept, Big Joe. I accept your call out to a slap off, mate. You're fighting crossover, if you haven't seen. Well, in the Chad Olympics. That's awesome, Paradox. That's awesome, man. Joe Crawford wants to batter Dougie. I reckon he does, mate. Imagine Merab trains with Goggins, but Goggins breaks first and Merab is not breathing heavily at all. I would give Merab the cardio advantage over Goggins. I reckon all Goggins can do is jog. I think Merab can jump off cliffs, swim through ice, wrestle. I think Merab can do it all. Like, even when the earth itself tries to knock Merab out, he doesn't let it happen. Merab is head down going for it. He never mentioned where he wants to slap you. True, Mr. C. True. Let us head over to it now. And enjoy Ariel Helwani and put the pieces together of Joe Pyfer and see if it's me that he is calling out. Because it sounds like he's describing my video perfectly, but I want to hear what you guys think first. So I've got the timestamps here. We're going to go over to the Ariel Helwani show. Yeah, we're going to go over to the Ariel Helwani clip, and we're going to see these MMA fighters getting played, mate. It's so good to see. Let me get my timestamps up, and we'll go over to the Ariel Helwani show, and you guys tell me. All right, Joe Pyfer, where am I at? Joe Pyfer. All right, at 15 minutes, he talks about watching these guys that have like barely 200 views. Hang on a second. Let's get the desktop audio up. Cryfer's sitting on his phone just searching his name, watching 200 view video is a incomplete rate. Well, that's like, I'm going to show you guys what Joe Pyfer said, and then I'm going to show you guys my video that has 215 views or whatever. And you guys let me know, am I reading too much into this, or am I the MMA YouTuber that Joe Pyfer's talking about? Let me turn this up. All right, cool. Let's have a listen. It is at 15 minutes, and that's 14 minutes there. Okay, we'll go about that.
Tough dude, so... Yeah, I don't like to say people get fraud checked, man. And it's different if I say it. I'm a fighter.
Sure.
But these casual fans is just crazy. They swear they know some shit. but they've never fucking fought. Like, half of them are fat as hell, and they can't even take care of their fucking diabetes, bro. This shit's crazy.
I like heel Joe Pyfer. This is fun.
I think it's funny, but it's just like...
At first, I thought he was talking about Joey. I'm not going to lie. At first, I thought he was talking about Joey. But then he brings up the numbers, and then he brings up the hair thing. And Joey's videos have a lot more than 200 views. So I think he searches multiple videos. Multiple videos.
Like, these podcasters are the ones that actually get a reaction from me.
Oh, okay.
Because they're the ones that run their mouth. Like, there's just... I just saw yesterday, and the one guy's like, man, he's a fucking piece of shit.
Who's
Joe
talking like
Pyfer.
this? Who's talking like... These aren't professional guys, right?
Well, I guess they're trying to be with 265 views. I don't fucking know, but...
Why are you watching?
265 views. That's about what I got. I got 215 views, right? And then he jumps over to the hair thing.
I'm going through and like keeping track.
What's up,
of
Beef Fatty?
all these little fuckers that like run what I'm looking for. Say how I feel. I'm not afraid to say how I think something's going to happen or what I want to happen or what I'm looking for. Like, I put it out there, and if it happens, it happens, you know? So it is what it is. But yeah, I like watching, going through and like keeping track of all these little fuckers that like run their mouth. Because like this one guy, I really hope I see one day. I really do, man. I would love to just bitch slap the shit.
You know his
out
name?
of him. I do know his name.
Okay.
I can show you off camera.
All right. You don't want to put him
I
over.
see you,
Nah, I
Joe.
don't
Okay.
want many-
I
don't
see
want
you,
many-
Joe.
I saw the one guy at the pre-fight presser talking about your hair.
Oh, he was cool. He was cool. I
was-
knew he was joking. He was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Because I was like, man, it's bold.
It was a backhanded compliment, but like, I mean, he's not wrong. Like, it is a great comeback.
No,
My
I
hair
know,
looks
but
great.
I didn't know if like wow, you feel really comfortable. I didn't know if you knew
We've got
him.
21
or
minutes
not.
is the hair thing.
So it could be taken as an insult,
Yeah.
right? It could be taken as a shot.
Yeah.
And I think you said something like, "Oh, I'm going to remember you" or something. I was
Yes, I
like,
remember
"Oh,
your
geez."
motherfucking face.
Yes, I was like, "Are you?" I couldn't tell how mad you were in that moment. You weren't?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. I mean, look, bro. Like, everybody, like,
This is where he talks about the podcaster bringing up the hair thing.
that was the one thing the dude like tried to talk crap to on. He was like, "Oh, you know, I'm secure in myself," but like he went over and got hair. I'm like, bro, I didn't pay
cares?
for it. I had now
who
hair
cares?
time that paid for me.
That's literally what I talked about in my video. Word for word. 200 views, literally word for word what I talked about in my
Me
video.
and my coach, they flew us first class and they did the shit for free. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I have the option. So if I want to go back to being bald, which I was absolutely fine with, then I can have hair or go bald. I don't give a shit. Like, but it's just funny. Like,
It is a tremendous job, by the way.
It's not bad.
You would
It's
never
not bad.
know.
Yeah, you would never know. You would never know. Except my shit is straight.
Yes.
What do you reckon, chat? What do you reckon, chat? I love MMA fighter versus streamer feud. This might be my first one, Cayman. This might be my first one. He definitely gets off on the insults. That's why he got that mad haircut over thing. Oh, of course he does, dude. Dude, he was talking about it, how he goes back and watches like a bunch of videos. I'm going to do like Mark Coleman did college. Okay, thank you, B Fatty. Crawford has a voodoo doll of Dougie. Just hope he doesn't learn the black magic of the Dark Lord Ben Rothwell. I was legit just listening to the kind of the interview and wondering if he talked about you. I thought you were fairly respectful for him to. Well, this is the thing, right? So we did. Where is it? Videos. You have to capitalize. I'm gonna capitalize, mate. So we did this. Yes, last week, guys. This is the video we did last week. Madness. 316 press day. 227 views. Some fucking podcaster talking about Joe Pyfer's hairline. Saying, I'm secure in my hair.
It looks good, and I'm not somebody that really cares. I even know everybody's like, well, you went to Turkey. It was offered, me and my coach went, we got it, and it was a great.
That's the point, right? I don't really care. It looks thick. God, it's thick. Could have gotten a little thin. Could have gotten it a little bit thicker. I don't care, though. I don't really care.
Experience.
What's up, Chad?
Afterwards. But yeah, fucking look at this shit, dude.
Look at it. Look how good it looks.
I'm still ugly as fuck, but not as ugly.
He doesn't care, though. I don't really care how it came out. Oh, Pyfer. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Oh, my God. I hope he sleeps. I genuinely hope that he sleeps.
Hairline. Do a lot of fighters, Joe?
Fight.
The hairline. I don't care. I love a bit of humble bragging from Salty Man Pyfer. He doesn't care about the hairline. I don't care about the hairline, but goddamn does it look good. Check this out. Check this out.
Fight.
I swear to God it was me he was talking about. I swear to 200 views, the hairline thing. Joe, I see you, dude. I see you seeing. Alright? And I'm not going to be like MMA Joey or MMA Guru, too scared to ever go to an event. Alright? I'll be at events. But you're going to have to... It's not just going to be me. Yeah? It's going to be all of us in the chat. We will be at events. The whole corner will be at events, mate. You'll have to step up to all of us if you dare, Joe Pyfer. Oh, God. What's up, Cheddarhead? Good to see you, man. He'll be the first one in the chat. He'll see this. He'll be going to bed at night, just flicking through fucking Google, Googling his own name, and he'll see this shit pop up in his live stream, dude. Salty Joe strikes again. Shout outs to the show. God, let me catch up on everyone. I was legit just listening to the interview in the car, wondering if he was talking about you. I thought you were fairly respectful to him, though. Not really. I mean, the whole video is calling him nonsense, and he had a meltdown. And he's got a very big ego. He's got a very fucking big ego, dude. Massive. We have to capitalize. We will, Paradox. We will. Joe Pyfer diss track coming soon. Mate, tomorrow's video. Oh, this is great. Next Pyfer week, just have Joe's full face on screen next to a pride flag with the thumbnail saying, does Joe Pyfer hate America? Eric, that's a perfect one to go to because he got into that on Ariel Helwani's podcast. What's up, Cheddarhead? Salty Joe strikes again. Shoutouts to the Sulker. I love it, mate. I'll be there to step up to Pyfer. That's it. We will be there. We will be there. We will compliment, he said. No. We will watch you maul Joe. Mate, no worries, man. The term rent-free is so overused these days, but I think you are truly rent-free, and Drew Kryfer said. I don't want to be, like, egotistical about this. I really don't want to be egotistical about this because when I was going to do a breakdown on this interview either way, and at first when he started talking about it, I legit thought he was talking about Tracy or Joey. When he said fat guys that couldn't cure their own diabetes, I thought he meant Joey. Was it me, chat? Is it enough to go up? Do you think he was actually talking about me? 200 viewers laughing at his hair, some dumb podcaster. That describes me pretty fucking well. Yeah, the 200 views things makes me think it's the... That's what I reckon, dude. Like, that's very fucking specific. Very fucking specific. Talk about Ariel said the UFC will announce in 2 weeks that John Jones versus Aspinall is off. What a disgrace. Talk about Ariel said the UFC will announce that in 2 weeks John Jones versus Aspinall is off. What do you mean? Did Ariel talk about that and he showed it out? I didn't listen to all of Ariel's show. Wait, is that what he said, Shotgun? Fucking hell, man. I reckon Pyfer didn't finish Gastelum because he was too focused on it. That's what he was thinking about the whole time, Paradox. That's what he was thinking about the whole time. They call anyone who's not cutting weight fat. I know, but like, you can't call me fat, you know. But I think he listens to everyone. This is what I think he does. I think he fucking listens to everyone. So he saw Joey and some other fat MMA YouTubers, even though that's just Joey, really. Like, there aren't really that many fat MMA YouTubers. I think it's just Joey is the only fat one. But I think he's listening to fucking all of them and kind of just mixing them together in his head. Ariel went on a 25-minute... Oh, we need the chill music again. There we go. Ariel went on a 25-minute rant yesterday about what a disgrace the whole situation is. And then today he said they will announce that the whole thing is off. Interesting. Very interesting. Especially considering today, I'd pay to get top mounted by Mackenzie Dern naked. Of course you would, Sharma. And good to see you, Sharma. How are you? Do you think Tito Ortiz has CTE? I know Tito Ortiz has CTE, Jaden, now. I know he has CTE. That's very interesting, Super Shotgun, because today's Tuesday over there in America, isn't it? And Dana White seemed to be genuinely surprised by what John Jones was saying about how he's ready to get stripped from the title. And then today, on Matchmaker Tuesday, Ariel Helwani, who we know has little rats inside the walls of the Apex. We know that he's got people in there just paid to message him shit. Now Ariel Helwani is saying that the UFC is going to say that the whole thing's off. The day that Dana White said we would be talking about it on Matchmaker Tuesday. A very interesting, Shotgun. Very, very interesting. No CTE video. No CTE video. No, not today, mate. No CTE video. Today we are going to be thinking about delicious comebacks for Joe's salty man Pyfer. No, he said in 2 weeks they'll announce it. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, dude. He was like, in 2 weeks they'll announce that the whole thing's called off. But it's interesting that Ariel is hearing that today, and today is the day where Dana White and Hunter Campbell are said to be having their meeting on what the fuck are we gonna do about this John Jones, Tom Aspinall situation. So maybe, you know, someone in the UFC heard them talking about it, saying that we are in the end game now. And like I said, you know, fuck, which video was it? Yeah, like I said in this video, since I've got my own YouTube open, like I said in this video, YouTube 7 days ago, like I said in this YouTube video 7 days ago, we are in the end game of negotiations now. We are in the end game of negotiations now. So that sort of lines up with where my head is thinking about it. Dude, yeah, that lines up with it. What's up, Weston? Good to see you, dude. I don't know how you can blow up your stream to a YouTube short stream. It got 500k, 50k views last stream. I know, Sharma. I know, dude. Yeah, the shorts lives get a lot of good views, but you guys don't like shorts lives. So I like to only do shorts about once a week if I can, you know, because I prefer to make the stream good for you guys that are here, that rock up. So I appreciate you guys being here. So I'd rather you guys get the stream that you want rather than the stream I want to have. He's going to announce Aspinall versus Humday. I don't think he is, Jedhead. I don't think he is, mate. Check the Discord. Okay. Did you see the UFC promoting the Canelo fight being on Netflix on their YouTube page? I did, Nacho. So before, the videos ideas that I was having for tomorrow was originally new UFC Netflix deal back on the mend, because that tells me that UFC and Netflix are now worked out whatever the fuck happened a couple of weeks ago. But then, thank you, Weston, for becoming a member. Appreciate you, dude. You mean a lot to us, man. Thank you very much, Weston. But then I thought I'll just quickly listen to this Joe Pyfer interview because he's always funny, and then bite me some nice salt to mine there. And then I noticed that Joe Pyfer was talking about me and how he wants to slap me. And now tomorrow's video will be me reacting to Joe, reacting to me. And it's going to be a great time. Joe Pyfer for sheriff? No, absolutely not. What's up, Bilal's good eye? I've been called out by Joe Pyfer. He has a photo of me on his phone and he wants to slap me. Streamlabs does both the same time for free. No shit, Sharma. I don't like Streamlabs though because I can't bring up multiple screens at a time and run a whole bunch of overlays like I do in OBS. So, yeah, dude. True Jody also just released a video slamming John Jones. Good, I'm happy that the entire internet is crashing down on John Jones. It's about fucking time. Ariel Helwani on X. Let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look at Ariel Helwani on X. Let's jump over to X. Joe's turning the body cam off on you. Mate, I can't let Joe Pyfer get close. I'll fucking double leg him. Double leg him. In the fucking apex, his head is going to hit the back of the concrete. It'll be over for Joe Pyfer, mate. I'll fucking get underneath him easily, mate. Cheddarhead, Joe Pyfer said, now that the fight week is over, he's gone back and listened to what people were saying about him before the fight. And there's some podcaster out there who has like 200 views on his video talking about how he should be confident in his own hair. About how Joe Pyfer doesn't give a fuck about his hair. My video did that. My video has 200 views. That's me that he's talking about. And how he has a photo of the guy and he doesn't want to say his name, but he's going to show him. He's going to show the photo to Ariel afterwards, and he can't wait till he sees him one day so he can slap the shit out of him. This guy. I welcome it, Joe Pyfer. Great content. All right. What have you sent me in the Discord, brother? I protect you from Pyfer. What's up, Magomed? Good to see you, dude. How are you, man? It's okay. You can run to Mexico. Oh, dude, in this Ariel interview, he's talking about fucking hell. What's wrong with Joe Pyfer's head? He was going bald, and he went to Turkey and got the chop shop done. And he was like, I don't care. It was offered to me for free. And I was like, if you don't care, then why are you bragging about how fucking good it looks? I'd pay for Joe's off-body cam footage. Wouldn't we all, mate? Wouldn't we all? He also said during this, nothing to do with me, but he said his stomach is still upset from the tacos in Mexico. Like Joe Pyfer, if he doesn't get mum's cooking, his fucking stomach hurts for months. It's insane. Salty Man Pyfer, back at it again. Back at it again, his old salty Pyfer. All right, let's have a look at what you have sent me here over on the Twitter. Ariel Helwani.
The mockery of this belt, the mockery of this sport, the mockery of the organization that John Jones has made over the last...
Can you guys hear that, or do I need to turn that up a little bit more? Can you guys hear that, or do I need to turn it up a little bit more?
I don't know, couple of months.
It's looking a little bit quiet. It's looking a little bit quiet on my soundboard. Hang on a second. Advanced audio properties, desktop audio. Let's crank that up a little bit for you guys. Get you guys some good volume there. Let's try that. Yeah, it looks like on the soundboard it's a bit quiet for you guys.
The mockery of this belt,
That looks
the
better.
mockery of this sport, the mockery of the organization that John Jones has made over the last, I don't know, couple of months. And for the first time, we've gotten some real answers.
What's up, Simply Kudos? We're just covering this from Ariel Helwani. But Joe Pyfer called me out on the Ariel Helwani show. Not me by name. Not me by name. But he described my video to a fucking T.
From Dana White. For the first time, we've gotten some real clarity from Dana White. You may not have noticed it, face value at first glance, but right here on this godforsaken show, I've been telling you the story from the beginning, and on Saturday, he finally confirmed it. And here's a spoiler. In a couple of weeks, he'll confirm it even further. And here's a word to the reporters in attendance. Stop taking the information that we are uttering on this program and calling it rumors, calling it internet talk. No. We tell it to you like it is. We tell you the truth. We give you everything, just like we did with the Connor situation this time last year, and then you do with it with what you want to do with it. But the point is, it's always right. It always comes to fruition. We're always proven to be correct.
Where are you seeing that they're going to announce that the fight's off? Super Shotgun.
Mockery of this belt, the mockery of this sport, the mockery of the organization that John Jones has made over the last, I don't know, couple months. And for the first time, we've gotten some real answers from Dana White. For the first time, we've gotten some real clarity from Dana White. You may not have noticed it, face value at first glance, but right here on this godforsaken show, I've been telling you the story from the beginning, and on Saturday, he finally confirmed it. And here's a spoiler. In a couple of weeks, he'll confirm it even further. And here's a word to the reporters in attendance. Stop taking the information that we are...
Where are you hearing that they're going to call the fight off in 2 weeks' time, Super Shotgun? That's not the right clip, dude. That's not the right clip. The video starts too late. Fair enough. Okay, so I'll need to go back and listen to it. I'll do that on Friday. It's so weird, right? We had no news for 3 weeks. Nothing. No news for 3 weeks. Now we've got Yair Rodriguez ducking Diego Lopez. We've got Joe Pyfer calling me out. We've got Joe Pyfer calling me out. We got that big news. And then we've got the whole Dana White, Tom Aspinall, John Jones thing is crashing to the ground before us. All, before last week's Fight Night card, there was nothing. We were in a fucking wasteland. The video starts too late. Fair enough, dude. He's not wrong. Ariel is a lying weasel. Ariel is a lying weasel, but he is not wrong, to be fair. Talk shit about Pyfer so we can promote your channel. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing, Sharma. Don't call me handsome.
What are you gay? You are gay.
Do not call me handsome. Ariel just wants Dana to be replaced by a fellow Oy vey. I mean, Dana already is run by the Oy veys, isn't he? The video starts too late. Dougie, did you watch any of Nazim's fights? Nazim Sadikov's? No, I completely forgot. Woeful. Imagine saying you don't care about something, but you've watched every video with more than 10 views and specifically took screenshots of the content creator who didn't offend you. I know, Sean. I know. I don't care, but I've got screenshots of this guy, and if I ever see him, I'm going to slap him. But I don't care. Sounds like you care a lot, Joe boy. Sounds like you care a lot, little Joe. Okay? And watch out, mate, because I might fend you off with a fucking taco. Since your stomach is still upset from 6 months ago when you had one bite of Mexican food. You didn't have mummy's cooking. Alright? You might come at me, and I might just fucking wave a burrito in front of you. Yeah, like a fucking crucifix, Joe. We made it big. We made it, Eric. We did it. Yeah, he finally did the meme on me. You're welcome, Sharma. You're welcome, Sharma. Ariel is a weasel, but he's always good source and doesn't spread fake news like Ruben Carr. No, I totally agree, Super Shotgun. Like, Ariel will do the thing where he's like, I'm not gonna say that John Jones is a duck. Where's a pen so you can do a good Ariel impression? I'm not gonna say that John Jones is a duck. I wouldn't use the word duck, but John Jones is doing everything that he can to not fight Tom Aspinall, and he's given his terms, he's given his conditions, and the UFC have said yes, but he's not gonna fight him. Now, I wouldn't use the word duck. That's Ariel's favorite move. Describe the thing, and then not use the word. You know, I'm not gonna jump on this bandwagon and call John Jones gay. But if John Jones saw a penis, he would put his mouth over it. Now, I'm not gonna use the gay word. I never said he was gay. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I never called him gay. Never. Whoa, John! I never called you gay. In fact, I specifically said I would never call you gay. All I said was, if there was a penis, you'd put your mouth around it. That is Ariel Helwani to a fucking T. That's what he does every single episode. Every single fucking episode, that's what he does. We made it, boys. We made it, boys. He said, spoiler, in 2 weeks they'll confirm. Yeah, but they'll just confirm that they originally offered. Like, they could be talking about how John Jones originally said yes to the fight. Or they did offer John Jones the money. They did not confirming that the fight's going to be pulled. It could be just confirming the rumors of, like, yeah, they have been giving John everything that he wants, right? Get wrecked, Border Patrol Pyfer. I know, right? He called me gay. Dougie's ego is getting bigger than Guru after the bucket of KFC. Spot on weasel in print. My ego's not getting bigger, Chris. It's funny that Joe fucking Pyfer called us out on Ariel Helwani, dude. Did you watch Marab versus O'Malley? I did watch Marab versus O'Malley. Only if Big H. Okay, Chris, fucking hell. Marab beat O'Malley this weekend. By the way, he did. What's up, William Joseph? How are you, dude? Aaron Pico. What about Aaron Pico, brother? I think the Sean trilogy is the fight that we really need. Yeah, Sharma, that's the fight that we really fucking need. It's the Sean O'Malley trilogy, of course. Pyfer talking shit. I'll take care of him for you. Thank you, William Joseph. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, mate. I'm scared of going to America now. Now I'm worried about crossing over the border. I'll send him some memes of him losing. Just so you know, William, he will look at every single one and he won't care. He won't care at all. That's something Joe Pyfer doesn't do, is care. Although he stays up at night scrolling names of himself on YouTube, watching videos with 200 views. Buckley, did you guys see Buckley's reaction to standing in front of Usman? Did you guys see that? Have you seen this? Let's have a look at this. Sean versus Trito 3 on my mind, like John Jones with domestic violence. Okay, Sharma, a bit much, mate. All right, just because John Jones likes to beat his wife. Just take it easy, mate. He definitely won't care. Not at all. Not one owner. No, sir. No, he won't care at all, mate. He won't care at all. He'll just keep photos of the guy to show Ariel for afterwards. That's how much he doesn't care. He'll just keep photos of the guy to show Ariel. Oh, I haven't got the audio on. Oh my god, where he's going. Alright, so, Buckley meeting Usman. Buckley meeting Usman. This is so fucking wholesome. I genuinely love this so much. Buckley is such a fucking down-to-earth guy. What was he saying? No audio? Sorry, Simply Cooter. He was saying how he had photos of the guy and he's going to show Ariel after the stream, after the podcast, because he doesn't want to give the guy, like, hep the guy up. Check his subscriptions and see if he's there. Yeah. What a boomer. I know, Eric. I'm an idiot. Damn, Ariel saw your Temu Tate looking ass. I mean, that would be scary, right? What if Joe Pyfer oils you up and takes you to Ariel, who then kisses you? Well, then I would be, I'd be scarred for life. If I got oiled up by Ariel Helwani and Joe Pyfer and Ariel started making out with me, I'd be scarred for life. I hope it's a video of your impression of Crow Ariel. No, it's the video of me talking about Joe Pyfer, mate. I liked Buckley after these interview talking about his grandma. He's confident but still grounded. Yes. Yeah, Buckley's so fucking wholesome, man. He's so fucking wholesome. But check this out. Check this out. This is great. What's up, Charlotte? How are you?
This so real, guys. I think I went Usman, boy. He's so real.
How wholesome is that, man?
This so real, guys. I think I went Usman, boy. He's so real.
And Usman is just like, Usman's face is just like, fucking hell, this dude is really fangirling out right now. Oh, what's up, Cheddarhead? Thank you, dude. Thank you for the $1, man. I appreciate it, dude. I want Pyfer to punch my parole officer. Why? Why would you want that? Why would you want that? Shaking in his boots. Buckley is just like us for real. He is, dude. For real, man. Buckley is just like us. But I love Usman's face where he's like, there, right there, that look. Usman's like, fuck, dude, I gotta fight this guy. He's a fan. I gotta fight a fan. Prime Usman really wasn't that good. All he did was beat journeyman Masvidal. What's up, Justin Kennedy? How are you, brother? Prime Usman really wasn't that good. All he did was beat journeyman Masvidal and prove himself a slightly better striker than Colby and Burns. Then he got outclassed by a bum Leon in a trilogy. Yeah, Usman and Izzy, it's kind of, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about doing a video on this one, man. What's up, Val? Good to see you. Usman and Izzy sort of got to run their divisions during the pandemic era, right? Where it was a lot harder to get fighters from all over the world. Like, Usman and Izzy was sort of in their divisions during 2019, 2020, when the rest of the world was still having travel restrictions and shit. Like, the divisions weren't as strong as they are now, right? Buckley was a bit of a tryhard at first, if you recall him trying to get a fight with Darren Till, but he's really likable now. Yeah, he's gone on that classic, like, fighter arc where we started off hating them, but now he sort of endeared himself to the fans. Very similar like the one that Volk went through, right? What's up, Kennedy? Buckley will buckle Usman's knee. I reckon he will, Shyla. I reckon old wobbly cobbly stone Usman is going to buckle under the pressure. Nothing more for Buckley than sent Cockboy's P-head into space. I want nothing more for Buckley than to send Cuckboy P-head's head into space. He has to knock out Ian Gary. I agree, dude. Usman was like, you got to beat a brother and a... All right, Christian Grey, god damn it. Usman's got grandma's knees. I mean, how worn out was grandma's knees? How... She had a rough girlhood, didn't she, when she was in her 20s? If grandma's knees are so worn out, that's horrible to see. Buckley by decision. Usman is going to come out slow and trying to get his groove going. I agree, simply kudos. I'm also going Buckley by decision. I also think I'm not going to be picking Cody Garbrandt. I'm picking against Cody Garbrandt. Prime Team Kennedy wasn't really that good. Well, yeah, obviously. Jayton now, obviously. Usman has Schroding in his knees. I don't think it is Schroding his knees. I think we know that Usman's knees are cooked, mate. Like we heard, I'm never going to forget hearing Justin Gaethje say, is it your knees, bro? And Usman saying, yes. Remember when Drawn Anik was trying to claim Marty was the welterweight GOAT? We don't forget you, John, you bum, with your weird-ass laugh. Surely the welterweight GOAT. Tonight, we find out. Tonight. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I do. As much as I've been shitting on Buckley for beating up Unks, I think even he'd give Prime Usman a lot of problems. No, Prime Usman to me is Usman versus Colby 1 and 2. Back when Usman's knees weren't quite as destroyed, but he was still learning his boxing. Because as Usman was a champion, his knees were getting worse and worse and worse. And that's where he started to stick behind his jab more to make up for his lack of wrestling. Because up until that run, Usman was all wrestling. And then he sort of converted around those fights. Prime Usman is when he still had knee cartilage, but he was behind his jab, which is Colby 1, Colby 2, that era. I think that Usman cleans up Buckley. UFC 3, didn't give John Jones a power buff after he KO'd his wife? How dare they? How dare they not do that? Marty's knees exploded anytime he steps a foot on concrete? Yes. I'm surprised Buckley didn't hear his knees popping there. Black on Black Violence in Altana is this guy. Okay, thank you, Eric. I know you're all logically picking Tapuria, but if Charles shows up jacked and focused, you never know. That is true, Val. Very, very true. Marty versus Burns was Prime Marty. That was between Colby 1 and Colby 2, wasn't it? When Burns was crying. Yeah, that was Prime Marty, yeah. Kamaru has no kickboxing. Not great in the pocket. 0 BJJ. And couldn't wrestle because of his cooked knee, so he could only cage hug. Kamaru had no kickboxing. Not great in the pocket. I think he was good in the pocket once he learned how to strike. No jiu-jitsu, that's true. And couldn't wrestle. He could still wrestle in that time, that Burns time. No, Toad, I disagree, Toad. I disagree, man. Would you marry Joe Pyfer? No, I'm going to sleep Joe Pyfer when I see him. What's up, Jalen? No one. Dougie, the shirt was delivered to my mailbox. I've been living in an apartment for 2 years and I just found out that I have a mailbox. Boys, the Dougie's Corner merch store works. That means Tim has gotten his confirmation email that the t-shirt's on the way and Cheddarhead has actually gotten his t-shirt. Cheddarhead, can you please Post a picture of the t-shirt right now in the Discord. I want to see the quality. I want to know what they look like. What are those little Vietnamese fuckers making us that I send out to you guys? I do not endorse these products at all in any way, even though I do own the t-shirt store on the website. It is technically under my legal name, and it has my tax number connected to it, so it is my t-shirt store, but I do not endorse it in any way at all. I do not know what those little Vietnamese kids are printing onto those t-shirts. I have to find this mailbox? Well, fuck me then. We'll find it. We'll find out at a later date then. Hold on, chat, for a review of the Dougie's Corner t-shirt. I'm going to a jiu-jitsu gym dressed up gay so I can roll with chicks, only WIQ. I mean, if you go to a jiu-jitsu gym, you can just roll with the chicks anyway. You don't need to scare them off, mate, you know? Or you could just try and, you know, just pretend to be a man, and maybe some of them will be attracted to you. You know what I mean? Like, just be a straight male that learns jiu-jitsu, and maybe some of them will become attracted to you, because women, this is going to freak you guys out there on MMA YouTube. Women like men. Females are attracted to males. The same way that you feel about females, females feel about you. You just have to look at them and talk to them, you know? And shower. And maintain eye contact. It's not hard. MVP versus Jared Cannonier. What a random ass fight. It is a random ass fight, but what do you do with MVP? Like, they pay him so much money. Kamaru had women. I know, just, you know, shower, look at them, talk to them normally. Yeah, they are into dudes, believe it or not. Kamaru makes them gay. All right. Kamaru had a good jab, a two, an overhand, but only used single shots. He proved to be on an equal level striker to Colby twice, which is a horrible look. No, dude, no. Dougie has the right advice. Thank you, Shyla. Thank you. A woman's perspective, guys. A woman's perspective. Thank you, Shyla. Just when I needed a woman's perspective. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, dude. Colby Covington. Yeah, no, fair enough. Shit, like, striker. Absolutely. But Masvidal. Very good striker. Sorry, Weston. I sincerely didn't say it. I will get to it. Sorry. I still think Usman has it. Sorry, Usman. I didn't say it. Sorry, Weston. I didn't say it. I don't think Usman has it anymore, brother. I think a year off at his age is too much. Now, Toad. Usman showed that he had decent striking against Masvidal, and it's MMA striking, right? Like, you don't need to have the prettiest kickboxing. You don't need to have JDM levels of striking when your opponent thinks that you can still grapple. And that's all Usman needed. When his opponents thought that he could still grapple, he was able to sit behind that fucking jab, that two, and get it working, man. Skip my chat, no problem. True. It's true that Adelaide is the shittiest city in Australia. That's what everyone tells me. Is it true that Adelaide is the shittiest city in Australia? No, Broome is the shittiest. Although it's hardly a city. Darwin, maybe Darwin, Broome, these areas up north. You know, where there's a lot of crime. Wait, there's a woman in the chat? The channel fell off. YouTube blocked my comment on your video again. So annoying. YouTube censorship is out of control. I know, Super Shotgun. I actually replied to it because I found it when I was searching for the blocked comments. So yeah, I replied to it and said, comment blocked. Bullshit. Rah. Usman's in chat. No, if I'm wrong, I'll show up and own it, but I got Usman. Fair enough, dude. I get why. Usman was already slipping. Now, I think his last 3 losses are very noble losses and good losses. If Usman had fought 6 months... Yeah, exactly, Capatheist, all the ones up north. If Usman had fought 6 months after the Khamzat Chimaev fight, I might be agreeing with you, Weston. I might, because it'd be 6 months later, I'd be like, look, he took Khamzat Chimaev to a draw, 11 days notice. Usman's not washed at all. But that fight was like nearly a year and a half ago. That's a long time. Usman's 38. That's a long time to be inactive, man. That's a long time. What are your thoughts on MMA? I rather enjoy MMA. I enjoy watching it and looking at it and talking about it and making content about it and riling up Joe Pyfer. I enjoy it. No, I mean, I made another comment on your video about maternity, and they blocked that as well. It's out of control. Oh my god. Was it the motorbike one or was that Eric? I think Eric made the motorbike one. Yeah, they are out of control. The problem is that Usman couldn't shoot proper takedowns because of his knee, so he could only reach for the legs. Had no jiu-jitsu and terrible control. He did have no jiu-jitsu, but in his prime, he still did have very good control. Again, he was able to control Colby in some of the exchanges. He was able to control Burns in some of the exchanges. He was able to control Masvidal a lot. So again, I think that prime Usman is Colby 1, Burns, Colby 2. I think that Usman had enough to beat a prime Buckley, man. Can we get a pick at them grip it? What are you talking about, Shamal? I want to see the list of YouTube's censored words. Is that possible? No, Shyla. They like to keep it vague, so they can just pick and choose what they want to enforce. Very clever. You enjoy riling up other men? Like Joe Pyfer? Yes. Words? Bro, they censor content. Yeah, they censored a lot, man. No, it was about Hunter Campbell being more like Vince McMahon and Dana White. I did see that one, actually. That one came through. I didn't see the motorbike comment, though. That was, I think that was Eric. I didn't make no bike joke, mate. Someone made a motorbike joke on one of the videos about Ngannou. So, anyway. Now, Nacho, I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, Nacho brought this up before. And I was going to bring this up as well. I might make a video about it in a couple of days after I finish tearing down Joe Pyfer. That was me. Yes, Nacho might have brought the... Oh, you made the motorbike comment? There you go. Right, so, via Dana White, Canelo versus Crawford will be streaming on Netflix. Now, this tells me... We have new information. This tells me that Netflix and TKO are now getting closer and closer to the UFC being on Netflix. Right now, the way that I see things happening in the boardrooms is ESPN is still playing hardball with the UFC because they know the true numbers. I do not think the UFC are going to be getting $1 billion a year at all, but I think they have probably offered the UFC something that they're happier with than what ESPN is offering them. So if you can imagine, they went into the boardroom with Netflix. They were like, we want $1 billion a year. Netflix were like, get the fuck out of here. Then they went back to Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime was like, get the fuck out of here. Then they went back to ESPN. ESPN started pulling their content off the website and went, we don't need you to survive. We don't need you to survive. Look how many clicks we already get. So, Turkshay Ali and TKO, they go back to Netflix. They get a little bit of a better offer. They start to patch things up. And now we've got WWE on Netflix, and now we've got TKO Boxing on Netflix as well. So, while the UFC might not be getting $1 billion, ESPN is offering them this much. Netflix might be offering them this much. So, it looks like we might be working out a little bit better with Netflix. So that's my read on this so far of Canelo versus Crawford being streamed on Netflix under TKO Boxing. Let me read some chats. The Colby fight was purely stand-up. Burns showed shitting his pants while laying on his back, and Usman was too scared to enter his bloody guard, mate. The Colby fights, I think the second one had a little bit more grappling in it. The first fight was all stand-up, but I think the second one had a bit more grappling in it. Turkey reinstated the buffoon Dana. Yes. But again, they might have been working things out, you know what I mean? And also Super Shotgun and everyone else paying attention to the little details of the story. Originally, Canelo versus Crawford was happening on the exact same night as UFC Noche when it was in Guadalajara, Mexico. That has been cancelled since this news dropped. It's now moved to a different date, which opens Dana White up. He's not promoting the two events on the exact same night. Do you know what I mean? So there's things that are constantly moving and changing, and Guadalajara, Mexico not being on the exact same night as Canelo versus Crawford frees up Dana White. So pieces have moved on their end of the chessboard. I'm with you on this one. All I'm saying is I do not believe Buckley is on the level with Usman. I think people are going to be surprised, but I'll know it if I'm wrong. I'm with you on this one, Weston. Yeah, that's fair enough, dude. That's fair enough, guys. Like, Usman's one of the GOATs. Second best welterweight of all time. Second best welterweight of all time. He's up there. Like, you got to be fucking good even to beat the second best welterweight of all time. And like I said, if this was 6 months after the Chimaev fight, I'd be with you guys. But, yeah. A year and a half, 2 years is just too long. If it goes to Netflix, that means no more watching at the pub, right? That's right. Well, no, Capatheist, because it's only for the American viewers. Yeah, Capatheist, you're in Queensland, aren't you? So we have it through a different deal. So there will still be pubs that'll still get a sports package and be able to watch it. Just under $1 billion, $999 million. I heard rumors that the UFC might get that $1 billion deal if they include all UFC content and TKO boxing content as one package. That's the only way, though. I could believe that because they're paying more for TKO boxing as well. Yeah, that spruces it up a little bit, sure. Buckley is more explosive and active though. These days, yes, simply kudos, I reckon. What's up, Paul? How are you, brother? Damn, that's very interesting. Maybe the doors are open with Netflix again. I think this suggests doors are open with Netflix again. We ride with Usman. He's the third best behind Matt Hughes. Third best behind Matt Hughes. I knew Super Shotgun would be jumping in on this one. Usman isn't that high level and he's 38. Easy Buckley decision. He'll be too fast. Yeah, so I think Buckley at his age and activity and pace and youth, he's going to be too fast and too strong for Usman. I think even when you look at these guys standing next to each other, Usman is a little bit lankier and skinny. Where was I? I didn't bookmark it. I just lost it. Doesn't matter. I think Usman is a bit of a thinner build. Yeah, here we go. I think Usman is a bit of a thinner build and Buckley's got a little bit more strength on Usman. I think Buckley's a little bit stronger and thicker through the center. So I think he's going to have youth, speed, testosterone, grit, money. Like, yeah, he doesn't sleep in silk sheets. Usman's already set up his career afterwards with the podcast. I'm going Buckley here. Prime Marty kills Prime Hughes. Oh my God. Okay, sweet. I haven't ordered a pay-per-view for the home in years. Yeah, I agree, Carpathius. Neither have I. I think it was literally... I can remember it. The last pay-per-view that I paid for was Anderson Silva versus Israel Adesanya. That was the last pay-per-view that I ever bought. Yeah. I ride with Buckley, Nacho. We need Buck versus the Cuck. We need Buck versus the Cuck. I agree. You think the UFC moved Noche to Texas so it'll be near Vegas when the Canelo fight happens so Dana can travel fast? I think they're on different nights now, simply kudos. So I don't think it matters. And I think they just moved it to Texas because ironically that's where a lot of Mexicans are. Although, you know... the way things are going in America at the moment, maybe there won't be any Mexicans left by the time they're done. They are moving the Marines into LA as we speak. Sean O'Malley is going to be looking to come back in December. I've never bought a pay-per-view. Based, Justin Kennedy. Based, mate. Sean O'Malley's looking like he's going to be coming back in December. The division is going to play out over the next few months. We'll see where it goes. December seems like it would make sense for me to get back in there. Sean O'Malley targeting for December. So who is he going to fight in December? Umar will want to fight before that. Sandhagen will be recovering from the Marab loss. Piotr Jan versus McGee if that's not a war. That's not bad, Piotr Jan. If Piotr Jan versus McGee isn't a war, it could be Piotr Jan. But then Piotr Jan would be next one up. O'Malley versus Batista? O'Malley versus Batista? Feed Ian to Leon and have Buck versus Cuck. They are both coming off lot. Feed Ian to Leon and have Buck versus... Feed Ian to Leon and have Buck versus the Cuck when they are both coming off losses. Oh, if they're both coming off losses... No, I mean, Ian beats Leon, right? Eric is just raging out for some reason. I don't know why. O'Malley just made his podcast. Did he cope yet? I haven't heard it yet. I'm just reading Twitter and reacting to the news. Who is Sean going to fight? Maybe Batista? Not watching an hour of Ron and Methed's podcast. Yeah, I've got to listen to it because even though I've only got 200 views, Joe Pyfer, I'm still just a shitty podcast. So I've got to listen to it because I'm trying to be professional. Joe Pyfer, all right? Get your fucking hair checked, mate. Not that you care. I know that you're not listening and you don't care, but you got a photo of me on your phone, Joe Pyfer. If I remember correctly, Matt Hughes had a serious head injury a few years ago. I think he got hit by a train. Yes, Charlotte. I believe that was quite a serious injury. Might have knocked him out of the game permanently. O'Malley versus Frankie Edgar? No. Figueiredo. Could be Figueiredo. That's not a bad matchup. Sharma says, I'm glad I'm here before you hit 1 million subs. Much rather be in stream or watch videos because MMA Guru makes 20-second videos into 1 hour rants. He is very good at it, isn't it, dude? I'm glad you're here before you hit 1 million subs. Much better to be in streams or watch videos because MMA Guru makes it 20. I'm still going to make a video tomorrow about Joe Pyfer pointing me out and thinking that it's me. I'm still going to make that video. Sharma. But yeah, thanks, dude. No, they train together. Oh, they're one of those kind of guys. O'Malley said the lighting was off. The lighting was in his eyes again. O'Malley's going to bulk up to 145. He's literally saying here the division's going to play out over the next few months. We'll see where it goes. Seems like O'Malley isn't going to bulk up at all. Still no update on Ben Askren. It's been 4 days. That's not good. That's not good. Marines mentioned. Erg. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I mean, shouldn't you be in LA, Eric? 200 views before or after Joe watched. True. True. Now it's going to get views, Carpathius. Now we're on. Shotgun, I read it was blood poisoning. Is this accurate? That is accurate, Shyla. So he had staph infection, and then the staph infection went throughout his body, lowered his immune system, and now he got pneumonia and an infection. It's bad. Joe Pyfer's, Ben Askren's in a bad way. He's in a bad way. The sphere lighting cope is up there with Wilder complaining that his Dark Souls costume was too heavy. Pico, yes, complaining about the fucking lighting at the sphere. A-tier coping levels about why you're copping a loss. MVP versus Jared at middleweight. Who have you got? MVP versus Jared Cannonier. Is it wrong that I still believe in Jared Cannonier? Is it wrong that I still believe in Jared Cannonier? Although, it's a hard one, right? Because I could see Jared Cannonier can end up looking like a deer in the headlights sometimes. You know, when he's got Izzy in front of him, or he's got Nasadina. Was it Nasadina Mavov? Maybe it was Nasadina Mavov. I think it was Nasadina Mavov. But there are fights when Jared Cannonier can look like a bit of a stunned mullet, bit of a stunned fish pulled out of water. And if anyone's going to do that to you, it's going to be MVP, you know? Like, Jared Cannonier really needs a fight to flow, to have his pace, so he can get his combinations off. And MVP loves to break that pace up. I could see MVP dancing around Jared Cannonier. My gut tells me Jared. My brain tells me MVP. I think I'm going to go with MVP. That means he could have sepsis. Yes. Yeah, it's not good. And then again, to not hear anything for a couple of days is concerning. You know what I mean? And like, if he had cleared up in 48 hours, you'd assume they'd message us. Well, they'd put out anything, but no, they haven't, which is not good. No, they took them from the Infantry Battalion 29s, closer to LA than I am. And let me tell you something. 29 Palms is a shitty desert, and everyone there hates their lives. These kids signed up for Afghanistan, and the war ended before they could go. These Marines are frothing at the mouth for violence. Hype, hype, hype. Very interesting, Eric. I mean, I can tell you now as an Australian, they've already started shooting our reporters on the ground there. There was an Australian reporter, and she was getting the news. And one of you American blokes, the police, shot her in the ass with a rubber bullet. Hilarious. And Australia is raging out. How dare the police shoot a civilian with a rubber bullet? Because our Australian police would never do such a thing. The Shrine! The Shrine! MVP is hard too. MVP is hard to hit. I can't see Cannonier landing enough. Same, Paul. That's where my head's at. Do you have threads yet? No, B Fatty. I'm not wearing my fucking UFC dog collar. Last fight, KO got a UFC 5 game flash KO animation. I think it should have been out longer. Okay, Sharma. Bit mean. Mind you, Cannonier could take it to the ground. He could, but he's got to get to MVP first, and that's where MVP is going to be dancing around the outside, right? That was the National Guard. There we go. Front row Brain, who was friends with Askren, said something. Front row Brain, who was friends with Askren, said something on Twitter about it. I think he goes by Fight Oracle or Twitter. I can't see because I haven't got Twitter. Fair enough. Let's have a look at Fight Oracle on Twitter. Fight Oracle. O-R-A-C-O-R-A-C-L-E. Fight Oracle. Let's have a look and see if there's any news. Prelims, Singapore. He's calling Peter Zarnoff. He said, let's have a piss up. Canelo Crawford. He's bootlicking Trump. What happened to Turkey? No, he hasn't given any updates, mate. He hasn't given any updates. No. My dad went to boot camp in San Diego. My uncle was in the 29 Psalms. I visited him there. There you go. All right, we're a small community. We're a small tight-knit community there. California Army. There you go. Mats should be cleaned every hour. It's not that hard. I agree, Shyla. I mean, we all go to the gym, don't we, boys? We all go to the gym, don't we? Yes? We all go to the gym. Good boys. We all go to the gym, and every time you look around the gym, there's bottles of antiseptic everywhere. Like, on every pillar at the gym, there's bottles of antiseptic. Why are you not squirting down the mats after each class rolls through? Like, it's basic hygiene. I bet they were doing it during the big lie in 2019 and 2020. Just antiseptic. Squirt it down. It's not hard. Been a lot of talk Hamzat being out. So there is a real DDP. There's been a lot of talk of Hamzat being out. It's real DDP versus Imavov is crazy. Well, DDP said he's not going to fight Imavov if Imavov steps up. He said he's going to wait till Hamzat's better. So DDP is kind of turning into a bit of a duck. Well, not a duck, but DDP only fights when he's 100% healthy, which is what we give Hamzat Chimaev shit for. But DDP does that. I'm scared Cannonier will attempt to smudge and lay and pray MVP. If it stays on the feet, MVP will clown him. And that's where this fight becomes interesting, isn't it, Nacho? Because I completely agree with you. But he's got to get close to MVP. And MVP's... Well, Ian Gary was able to close the distance. And Ian Gary gave us the blueprint. Yes! What's up, Christian Gray? Yeah. Fuck, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it more, man, before I make my pick. Front Row Brian is an old school MMA internet personality. Guys, friends with guys like Chael and Askren. Oh, nice, dude. Chad San Diego Marine versus Virgin Paris Island Marine. Okay. Wait, Cannonier is going to fight MVP? Yes, simply kudos. Cannonier is going to fight MVP. Sharma says, yeah. Do you think MMA Guru would make it through Marine boot camp? No. No, he has no cardio. Every MMA and wrestling gym should have a course on hygiene and how to enjoy infections. This is basic ass shit. I completely agree. I couldn't agree more. Cheddarhead says 3 times a day on your Cheddarhead, you fucking based bastard, mate. Get jacket. Cheddarhead, you ordered it. I know what size t-shirt you ordered, Cheddarhead. Now, either you're incredibly jacked, like Frank fucking Mir, or you're lying. Which one is it, Cheddarhead? Because I know your t-shirt size, mate. Dagestani gyms are cleaned with new layers of sweat. Yeah, I've seen the video. It's disgusting. I'd squirt down your mats.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
Very good, Christian Gray. We had a good time with that one. Sorry, I just had to get out the Daily Zesty drinkers coming in. No, Christian, I appreciate it, mate. But we were, it was weird. We were going a little bit too far. It was too much MMA talk, not enough gay talk today. So we had to even it out a little bit. Mainstream news reporters, not MMA journalists. What are we talking about, Capatheist? The woman that got shot? The Australian chick that got shot? Yes. Wait, MVP versus Cannonier? I thought it was MVP was staying at 170. He's bouncing around. He's having a good time. Yes, shotgun. The aspect is neglected too often. Yes, agree. Why are there so many ists in chat? I don't know. What do you mean by ists? It's the whats. Frank Mir on steroids? More steroids. Disgusting. Dougie exposing Cheddarhead's order. Refund Cheddar. No, Cheddar. Nacho. I don't know if you were here at the start of the stream. Cheddarhead has received his t-shirt. He just doesn't know where his mailbox is. Mainstream MMA news is owned by the Helwanis. Very true. What's up, Mike Lung? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Coming in just towards the end of the stream, brother. I'm getting out of here soon. I usually only stream for about an hour a night. And we've got videos to make on Joe fucking Pyfer calling me out, mate. Joe Pyfer saying that he wants to slap me. Sean O'Malley said he doesn't feel sad after his loss at UFC 316. I feel happy, a little disappointed in the outcome, but there's no sadness inside of me. He says, let me read this out so you guys can see it. I'm closing my eyes and picturing things I could have done that. There's nothing to be doing about it now. I'm not sitting at that fucking thought, just letting my mind unravel and going down a negative hole. So, Super Shotgun, it doesn't sound like he's going to be making too many excuses, man. He accepted that he sucks. No accountability, no hunger, no fire, not good. Yikes, no accountability. I mean, it sounds like he is having accountability, but you can never win with MMA fans, can you? MMA Blizzard is like, geez, he's not making excuses. He hasn't got the fire. I'm proud of Sean. He elevated a ton as a person, and that's what it is. Yeah, it doesn't sound like he was coping too much on the pod. I'll listen to the podcast properly tomorrow at work, but maybe he's taking it on the chin, like your mum. Mainstream MMA news is owned by the... Yes, true. Because all the isms and tisms are feral. Capatheist, I have no idea what you were talking about, mate. I have no idea what you were talking about. All good, brother. I'll catch the next one. Appreciate you, Mike Lang. I mean, he's made a ton of copes and excuses for his 2 other losses. He has Super Shotgun, I know, but maybe he is genuinely growing as a person and changing. Who knows, mate? Who knows? It was delivered on May 22nd. Oh, my God, Cheddarhead. That's so funny, dude. Where is your mailbox, mate? Dougie, are you hyped for Canelo versus Crawford? I'm not hyped for Canelo versus Crawford. You know I don't watch boxing. What is there is no one next? What is there is no next one? Okay. It was Tim Welch that said the shit about the lights, not Sean O'Malley. Yes, true, but Sean O'Malley has had, like, cope sessions before. Like, he absolutely... Remember when he said the Sugar Sean Commission decided that he never lost the fight? Dougie, get your shipping down to below $10. We demand it. Unfortunately, I do not control the prices, so that is not up to me, my friend. It is what it is, brother. It is what it is. There is one thing I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. I think you guys will find this funny. I'll show you guys this one thing and then we'll get out of here. So this poor kid, he's just had surgery. And you know how it is when you're heavily medicated. You know, your mind is all over the place. So this poor kid, he's just had surgery on God knows what. Who knows what he's had surgery on. But his girlfriend, bless her, tells him that Sean O'Malley lost the fight. And his reaction is just beautiful. It's so funny.
I'm sorry. Sean O'Malley lost. It's okay, babe.
He's like,
it's okay. He was getting choked out. He tapped. No. Yeah, I'm sorry. But Marab was like crazy. I recorded the whole fight for you, okay? Yeah, but he was like crazy. They both were crazy.
oh, not Sean.
I'm sorry. I think also third round.
No, I don't like Marab.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, poor kid.
And then
poor kid. Oh my god. That poor kid. He's going to have to go to high school. He's going to have to go to school or his job. And that is making the rounds. Baby, I'm sorry, Marab lost. No! No! Yeah, Marab responded to it and then said, sorry, I know. Based O'Malley fan. Notice how she didn't mention the Pena fight. She didn't want him to go into shock and die. I don't think he cared about Juliana Pena, mate. I don't think anybody does. Let me make sure I catch up on everyone. Dougie, get your shipping down to below $10. We demand it. I don't control it. Boom came to the your mum joke. I hope Cage is in here. Cage isn't rolling around in here. How are you, Tim? Tim, you're gonna love the stream when you listen to it back, mate. Confirmation of what you've been talking about. Joe Pyfer, listen to our podcast, brother. My English is looking quite good now. Yeah, I mean, you can't even tell that you like a Russian, Shiloh. You speak great English in the chat. Charles Oliveira fans are genuinely homosexual for the man. That is true. I know Dougie is hyped for Moses Itram versus Dillian White. I couldn't give less of a fuck. Remember, Dougie, before you go to bed, check under your bed in case the Dark Lord Ben Rothwell is there waiting for your slumber. I gotta look out for fucking Joe Pyfer now when I go to the servo, mate. When I go to the shopping centre to get me groceries. Joe Pyfer's got a photo of me on his phone. The Sugar State Athletic Commission was pretty funny troll. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Tim Welch is like talking to a child in the corner. Tim Welch is like talking to a child. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy. You'll be all right. Unplug the life support. She's laughing at it. I know. Brutal girlfriend. End it now. He'll expect you to look under the bed when he's really in the closet, like the evil monkey from Family Guy. Where I'm up to. Least zesty Sean O'Malley fan. No. You want to take the bet? Tom, you can't. Or what? Put your money where your mouth is. Homers, you want to take the bet? Tom, you can't. Okay. She keeps going. I know, it's brutal, mate. Notice how she didn't mention Pena. We did that one. Moses versus Dylan is going to be bonkers. Don't care. Don't watch boxing. She should have told him Patchy was a fraud too. That would have broken him. That would have broken him. W podcast. Yeah, W podcast tonight. Pena rides again. First 3-time bantamweight champ. We manifested this. Yes, to the Juliana Pena fan out there, you guys might not have heard, but Juliana Pena is refusing to fight anyone. She's going to sit on the sidelines until Kayla Harrison beats Nunes, and then Pena just expects to get another title shot. So for the Juliana Pena fan out there, don't expect to see her in the cage anytime soon, although you're a Juliana Pena fan, so you don't expect to see her in the cage that often anyway. She fights once a year every 2 years. Right, that's it. We're wrapping it up. Super Shotgun's got the last one. We're wrapping it up. That was a beautiful round, Shug. Yeah, Shug, that was a beautiful round, man. That was a beautiful round, man. Thomas Farrell, Florida, man. Oh, right, I'm with you, Tim. Shyla, I give you a green card, says Eric. They all do, bro. Yeah, Tim, like, wait till you go back and listen to the start of the stream. Who's Joe? Salty Joe Pyfer. Listens to the podcast. Big fan of the show, Joe Pyfer is. Big fan of the show. Joe Pyfer's hiding under your bed. Yep, Joe Pyfer got a bounty on Dougie. He has a photo of me on his phone. It's so funny. Joe Pyfer is under the bed and the cam corridor and the cam recorder is turned off. Bring it, Joe. Like in Talladega Nights, he's there for a minor injury and the girlfriend says, just pull the plug. Sean O'Malley last, just pull the plug out. Did he really respond to the most niche channel in MMA? I believe he did, Woeful. I'll record a video now, release it tomorrow. You guys tell me if you think he's talking about me. It seems like he's talking about my video specifically. He doesn't control the shipping costs or get any of the money of the shipping costs. It sucks for you when you're trying to support streamers over. So I know, Carpathia, but the Aussies are getting fucked with my t-shirt store. Did Juliana short on you? No. A green card? A green card for America. Bro, Pena is literally going to go into the Hall of Fame because she was a 2-time champ. Fucking embarrassing that Juliana Pena ever touched a belt even once, let alone twice. The Queen gets what she wants? No. Have a good day. See you guys. Stay safe from the war. Okay, yeah. Skips over the Ben Rothwell comment. No, I didn't. Shout me out, Dougie. Shout out to Wovel. Shout out to Shotgun. Shout out to Pofa. Shout out to Pyfer. I know you're watching, Pyfer. This one's for you, mate. All right? Stay away from the Mexican food, okay? Don't go near any tacos, Pyfer. Okay? I know it upsets your belly. All right? Calm down, Pipes. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Video tomorrow. Reacting to Joe Pyfer. Reacting to me. And live stream tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Have a good night in America. A good arvo in Australia. Have a good night in Canada. Have a good day in England. Have a good arvo in Australia. I think I did that one. Have a good whatever time of day it is in Russia. There you go. All right, guys. I'll see you.